guess two final games, against obviously really quality opponents. How much of an opportunity do you think these two games are for the players that are returning to really, get a good look at upper echelon teams in the ACC in order to improve, heading into the spring of next season?
To be honest, I don't really have kind of the same approach that you kind of just laid out. I don't really think past anything past even tomorrow's practice. I mean, obviously in preparation for Saturday's game, but I haven't even looked at Miami. I haven't even done anything. I haven't looked past the task at hand on Saturday, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get a lot of the younger guys and guys who maybe haven't been in different situations before to do the same, is to be able to focus on where we are right now and kind of really not look past Virginia Tech, because if you do that, you're really kind of really hurting yourself and the team. So that's kind of where we're at, and going to go forward from there.
Okay, let's go back then. You scored a touchdown against Virginia Tech, so you must know, and you've played against them.
Yeah.
What makes the defense so special, or what makes Bud Foster such a great coordinator?
I think for the fact that he's been there so long too, he's able to kind of bring guys up through a system that definitely plays a part in it. But they have great talent up front. Number 8 and number 4 inside are really good players. I have a lot of respect for number 94, what he's done over the last couple of years. He's a good player, good linebackers. Richard Sr., middle linebacker, number 54. I met him down in Charlotte this summer. So, I mean, if you look at each week, we get the depth chart back, and every name of a returning starter from last year is highlighted. And they got a lot of highlighted guys on their year's roster. So they're really experienced. There's a reason they're the number 3 run defense in the ACC, number 1 overall, I think, maybe, something like that. So it's definitely probably one of, if not the biggest task we have at hand in terms of our O-line and the guys across from us up to this point. So there's no shying away from that, and I'm ready for the challenge.
Other than the talented guys, what about the schemes? Anything different or anything special that you maybe never seen? They do different things every year?
Yeah, I think they do some things differently this year than they do last year, for sure. It's kind of getting out of their base defense and getting into some other packages. Just kind of the way they get to it is a little bit different. But overall, the thing you see is they're so sound that they don't make a lot of mistakes. So you're not going to catch them off guard. You got to be able to beat them and just kind of beat them time and time again if you're going to want to have success. There's no special trick or special gimmick that's going to beat Virginia Tech. It's going to be hard-nosed Pitt football. So as an O-lineman, you can't really ask for anything else.
This might be asking for too much intel, but what kind of packages have you seen from them that maybe you haven't seen before?
Something that's visible on tape to any blind eyes. They make a lot of move calls, and they've drawn a lot of people off sides this year in terms of offensive linemen. I watched the Delaware game this morning because I know some of the guys on Delaware's team. They got their linemen to jump 4 times in one game. Looks like 2 or 3 times in one drive. So it's going to be loud there. We're expecting that. It wasn't that loud 2 years ago when we played there, just in terms of added confusion when they're moving. Communication's harder, especially in that stadium. But when we played there 2 years ago, it was like a rainstorm or almost like a hurricane or something. It was really, really bad weather. So a lot of the fans didn't stick around, so it made it easier on our job. But that combined with just the seniors and their linebacking group, redshirt junior and senior, they do a really good job of getting people in place. So other than the fact that it's a well-oiled machine, now there's not really much else I can really get into.
It's been about the last 3 games where you guys really were able to run the ball pretty well. Have you noticed defenses approaching you guys differently since you're able to put some of that really successful running game on tape? And what's sort of what's the punchback? What's the counter move for you guys to be able to sort of, I know North Carolina played some different fronts against you at the end of the game, specifically to try to stop the running game. What's the move for you guys then to try to combat that?
Right. I think you never really want to get away from what you want to do or what you aim to do. If they add an extra guy into the box, you don't just want to kind of get away from it. Even when North Carolina, they brought an extra defensive lineman in on one play, and they stuffed us on one play, but the hole wasn't there. We need to block the hole better, but the look was there that we wanted. So even when they did bring an extra guy in, we still had the numbers we needed and we still had the angles we wanted to get. We just couldn't execute. So I don't think you want to get away from those kind of things, but if you're an opposing team, you'd probably switch things up a little bit too on defense to kind of stop our run game. But I'm sure they have a great D coordinator. He's very highly respected. I don't know about the outside world, but at least from our coaches, He's really highly respected, and from what I've seen on tape for the last 3 years, he's a hell of a coach, and they have a hell of a defense. So.
How much has the jet sweeps kind of helped deception purposes, drawing defensive end, prioritizing them, the safeties? How much do you think as of late with the success that Quadri and Maurice are having, it's helped the run game with you guys in there?
I think it helps a lot, and even when they don't get the ball, it helps a lot. That's probably even when it helps more, to be honest, is when they get it and they sell a good fake and they grabs the corner and holds the backside linebacker for half a step, and Darren Hall's able to get 5 more yards because somebody's a little hesitant here and there when the quarterback gives a good fake and looks like you might throw the ball. That helps a lot too. But also the fact that we've kept running them, and we've kept that. We said this is what we're going to do, and this is who we're going to be. So that's helped a lot too. So I think it's been a group effort, collective effort, and kind of the coaches have spearheaded that by saying we're putting it on you guys, and as an offensive lineman, you can't ask for anything else.